Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at NIO. I have truly got some unfortunate news. This is quite disappointing, to be honest. I had my hopes up for a moment, but now the reality is set in. NIO is not interested in the Audi factory in Brussels. So it's barely 24 hours after the rumor emerged that NIO could take over the Audi factory in Brussels. The Chinese electric car manufacturer has denied the possibilities. Meanwhile, the new sub-brand Onvo is celebrating the market debut of its first model, the Onvo L60, and we've got big updates for the Onvo L60. A NIO delegation recently visited the Audi plant in Brussels, allegedly preparing an offer. However, NIO quickly dispelled this rumor, saying it had no plans to take over the factory. Instead, the CEO, William Lee, said the company is generally cautious about investing in tangible assets other than its battery swapping stations. He added, "How can NIO afford a factory that Audi can't afford? The rumors are groundless." Well, that's certainly an interesting way to put it. The Volkswagen Group previously decided to stop building cars at the factory in Brussels as soon as production of the Audi Q8 e-tron ends. Since then, nearly 3,000 employees have been concerned about their jobs, and there have already been massive protests. NIO has meanwhile kicked off delivery of the new EL8 in Europe. The SUV is being available to order in Germany for 3 months, starting at €82,900, plus battery hire. The first units were handed over to customers in Germany and the Netherlands. The new sub-brand launched in China, so this is where big news comes in. Of course, we know NIO has been preparing for Onvo L60 launch for quite some time, and now it is actually kind of going viral. So let's see for ourselves. NIO dropped Onvo L60 price to obliterate Tesla Model Y. It now starts at $21,000. My goodness. The Onvo L60 can be purchased outright or with a battery pack as part of the monthly subscription. Once again, what a beautiful car. It reminds me so much of the Polestar 4. Truly remarkable. NIO has already opened over 100 stores in China for Onvo. All the Onvo L60 models are compatible with the automaker's expansive battery swap network. And this is a huge appeal for anyone who's buying an Onvo vehicle. The fact that you can use NIO battery swapping technology, beautiful, absolutely genius. Next year, a flagship variant with 621 miles of range will be released. Ever since the Tesla Model Y rose to prominence as the best-selling EV on the planet, plenty of new and compelling alternatives have been touted as rivals for its yet, and none of them has taken a crown. NIO, however, believes its L60 from the mass-market Onvo brand could indeed change the narrative, launching it as an aggressive, competitive price. Not content with mercy nudging Tesla, NIO has further reduced the price from an already 219,000 wons, that was approximately $31,000. This was announced in May, which even then was below Tesla Model Y price of around 249,000 wons, about $35,000. Customers who wants to hand over a little cash as possible to pick up the brand new Onvo L60 for just 149,000 wons, that's $21,000, and then pay 599 wons, that's $85 a month for a subscription of the battery pack. It would be even more compelling if swapping the battery is actually quite affordable. My goodness. I mean, this is competitive. Now, that is the subscription fee for the 60 kilowatt battery pack. For the 95 kilowatt battery pack, that's $125 on a monthly basis, approximately. So, quite frankly, that sounds like a steal, particularly given how well received the L60 has been by local journalists who've driven it. That's true. This car, I haven't heard any criticism at all, and that's a fantastic way to start with the Onvo brand. Prices rise when you add a battery pack to the L60, but it still undercuts the Tesla Model Y. The entry-level L60 with a 60 kilowatt pack can be picked up for 206,000 wons, and that's approximately $29,000, and one with the larger 85 kilowatt pack starts at 235,000 wons. That's $33,000. So understand this, even with the battery pack, not rented, it is still incredibly competitive with the Tesla Model Y. And if you choose to rent the battery pack, well, ladies and gents, you're looking at an incredible price of $21,000 for this incredible piece of machinery. That's not where this ends. that is not where this ends. So Alfonso, we all know Alfonso. He runs the EV blog. Very good blog, by the way. He recently sent out a tweet saying NIO Onvo L60 is sold out for the year, with new orders coming early next year. As expected, demands were strong, thanks to the great pricing of BAAS option. It's been interesting to watch the ES60 and ES7 sales play out in the next few months to see what impact the L60 has. That will be interesting. But you know, they're given the fact that they're completely in different categories. The person who's willing to buy a car for 30 grand and a person who's looking to buy a car for even $40,000, they're very different individuals with very different pricing on what they afford. So I would say this is going to impact Tesla more than it will impact the core brand NIO. Now, I haven't seen any articles to confirm this, that the L60 is indeed sold out, but hopefully Alfonso writes an article on this and we can understand a little bit better. But perhaps what he means is just that the pre-orders, or the orders itself is hit the max. As for what the company can provide, if NIO can build 20,000 L60 this year, perhaps they're all sold out. If they can build 30,000, perhaps they're all sold out. And that is scary for Tesla. On something else that I do want to check out is this article by Ben Zinger on TradingView. Tesla versus NIO versus XPeng. Will robotaxi or price wars win the EV battle? Now, NIO has already said that they're not really interested in robotaxi per se. However, I think this could change if it becomes successful for Tesla. If it's a market that's actually profitable in any realms of possibilities, I think NIO and other brands like XPeng, especially these Chinese brands who have the technology to compete with Tesla, they are way more willing to test out this model, much more than legacy automakers like Audi, BMW, Mercedes. Perhaps Mercedes, because Mercedes cars are some of the best cars for taxiing business or luxury taxi business. I drive to London all the time. And I'm telling you, when it comes to private cars, it's all Mercedes S-Class, all Mercedes S-Class Maybachs, up and down, in black, full black. Does it come in black? Yes, it does. So I'm telling you, if there is a European brand who would try that, it'd probably be Mercedes, especially to the fact that Mercedes has a sub-brand called Smart Car. It's in the name. So that's just a theory of mine. There's nothing guaranteed, but it's just a question that I have. I've always thought that, robotaxis could indeed be a great revenue generator for these companies, especially a compelling reason to buy a Tesla. You mean to tell me I can buy a car that's going to make money for me when I'm not using it? Yes, that's exactly what Tesla means. How about the insurance? If the car has an accident when I'm not using it, will that reflect negatively on me? No, Tesla could take care of that. In fact, I've heard Tesla working on their own insurance to provide their customer with such available options. The person, that would be a bigger reason to adapt to Tesla. If your car was out there working for you robotically, something happens, the car was in an accident, and you're worried like, okay, I need a car. Tesla could probably just send you a car to your work to pick you up, a robot car. And they'll be like, okay, you can have that car for about a week or 2 weeks until we can get a replacement car for you. That's how Tesla wants to work. They want to work on a different dimension from what we've never seen before in the realms of technology and automobiles. With their self-driving capability, FSD, with the funds that they have to make this a reality, I'm telling you, Tesla wants to get a head start in this business, and based on how it looks, they're going to get that head start, and it's going to be a massive appeal for all Tesla owners. But also, this could completely disrupt the taxi business. Completely disrupts the taxi business if you think about it. People rely on this as a job. Uber relies on this, for an employment. Of course, if the cars could drive themselves, then Uber don't need the driver. So Uber could make even bigger profit margins. But the drivers, they rely on this. So should taxi drivers be worried? Yes, they should be worried, because in the next decade or two, the big cities, New York, California, London, Paris, I expect these cities to be overtaken with cyber taxis. Seriously. So it said here the EV landscape is heating up. The three key players, Tesla, NIO, and XPeng, are they the three top players? I wasn't aware of this. Is this a thing? Are they the three top players? Okay, that'd be good. How about Li Auto? I know they haven't expanded into Europe yet, but I'm still looking for Li Auto to expand into Europe. It's a very strong brand. They deliver a ton of vehicles and they're doing incredible things also. Now, Tesla's been in the driver's seat for years, and despite it, the stock has been down 7.11% in the past year. It's making bullish moves. Elon's ambitious robotaxi plans could reshape the urban transportation, posing a threat to Uber's technology and Lyft. By the way, I saw something I wanted to share. Could this be what the Tesla robotaxi could actually look like? I mean, this is AI. By the way, this image, this video, it's AI generated. But this is based from the teasers we've seen, the concepts we've seen. It could look something like this. Ideally for Seaton 2, honestly, I could see Tesla making something similar to this, but I expect it to look a little bit better in the end. And this vehicle will be unveiled quite soon. The unveil is actually coming up quite soon. So we look forward to see what Tesla has to unveil. Oh yes, there you go, BYD. So BYD is definitely in the top 3 key players, I don't know why that wasn't mentioned at the top, but anyway, added to that more affordable Tesla vehicle on the horizon is the company that has positioned itself to fend off Chinese competitors like BYD. BYD is doing very well, as we know. So I see many automakers could possibly venture into the realms of taxiing because the world is gradually becoming more and more autonomous. It's quite obvious. It can't be resisted. So it's only a matter of a time before this world is overtaken with autonomous vehicle. So while some brands might be a little bit reluctant, I think a lot of brands just don't have the time to focus on that right now. They still want to focus on building factories, building infrastructure. A lot of these brands like Xpeng, Onvo, NIO, a lot of these brands like Li Auto, they lack the infrastructure in Europe, in America, South America, Africa. They lack the infrastructure. So they're still in the infrastructure development phase. Rivian lacks the infrastructure. Lucid lacks the infrastructure. Polestar, they lack the infrastructure. While on the technology front, it's moving forward gradually at a good pace, but infrastructure-wise, it is slow, as all infrastructure usually is. But it still bodes well for the future. Like I said, Tesla is in the lead. They will get a huge head start, and this will be a huge benefit to their business. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.